Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Phil's Corner Live. Welcome to the first eBay stream in a long time. This might even be the first one of the year, I think, if I've remembered that correctly. So long overdue, but thank you for your patience. For those who enjoy the eBay streams in particular. Of course, we've been streaming the Hot Wall this year, and we've had some fun episodes of that. They will be continuing on Thursdays. Essentially, we're going to go back to the old model, which was a lot of fun, and indeed Tuesdays, give or take, bar occasions where I'm away, etc. Tuesdays will be for eBay. Thursdays will be for the Hot Walls. So lots of live content coming your way, alongside other videos on the channel as usual. So welcome to everyone, and as we begin, I won't take too much time for this little intro, but I will say, in case anyone is new, firstly, welcome if this is your first time to the channel. We're just a small channel here, but we have a big topic to cover, and that is football shirts, football kits, football jerseys, football uniforms, whatever you call them. We're here to talk about them, and of course, if you enjoy football shirts, check out, there's a bunch of videos on the channel over the years now that we've been doing this. All sorts of stuff, lots of different types of content, so there's lots of stuff here on the channel. Subscribe if you are new though, to get the latest new stuff that is coming. And there are other ways to support me too. For example, if you want to leave a like on the video, that always goes a long way. And like our good friend Ballum here, you can join in the chat. And Ballum says on eBay, I saw a Seattle Sounders 2009 shirt with the Xbox 360 live sponsor. Can you search to see this and confirm if it's real for me? Only £10 I saw. It says boys medium. Does that mean kid size? Yes, it does, Ballum. So worth noting. Apologies. Worth noting that if it is a kid size, prices are much lower. Of course, if you don't mind collecting small sizes, or you even wear kid sizes, you can save a lot of money for your collection. But good to see you, Ballum. And you're early, but that's good. That's good. Don't mind that at all. Feel like I was late last stream. That's all good, mate. Right. Let me just quickly open up eBay, and then we'll be good to go, guys. Of course, again, jump in the chat if you want to ask me any questions. If you want to comment on our finds as we go through. I should have mentioned as well at the start, I also have a Patreon where you can support me further. There's a range of benefits. Check out the link in the description. Right, we have one job today, and that's to trawl through eBay to see what is available. And we're going to use a very general term. I've gone for football shirt. Of course, if you wanted to narrow down particular teams, you might want to do that. So Bella mentioned the Seattle Sounders one, so let's have a look at that if I can find that quickly. Again, yeah, eBay search. Is it this one here, Ballum? Yeah, it does look like, well, a very small size. I mean, that I wouldn't even say that was a boy's. That's like a kid's. Yeah, so that's like an 11 to 12 years, which is very small. Of course, well, nothing looks off in terms of its authenticity based on the first impression, and I really like that shirt. I'd love to get this in a men's size, actually. I really do like the Seattle Sounders kits. Yeah, for £10, that's the thing, Ballum. It's, that's fine. I would say though it's not necessarily worth it unless you don't mind collecting small sizes. But obviously, given that it's best offer, I would be, definitely sticking in a bit. If you did want to pick this up, something like a £5, £6, I think you probably could get it for that. Very good. So let's continue with, as I say, I've just done engine soonest, so let's refresh that again. What have we got? Oh, now with 20 seconds to go. This is one of the great Chelsea shirts. We're not going to go in for this one, but it's always fun. I enjoy, as much as I enjoy buying shirts on eBay, I also enjoy just seeing what shirts go for. It's always interesting to me to see, for example, things like the typical market value of a shirt, and indeed this one ends to go for 125, which to me seems like a really good price. Now, I don't know this shirt well enough to be able to confirm its authenticity on first look, but it certainly looks okay to me. There's nothing which jumps out as wrong or unusual. And the husky runner, you can see the husky runner. Yes, this is an absolute. I hope my mic's not too. If my mic's too loud, if it's clipping, guys, if it's distorting too much, do let me know. I think I need to get like a shield on this or something, because I have this problem all the time. Yes, husky runner. This is absolutely one of the greatest Chelsea shirts of all time, without a doubt. It's incredible. Just looking at it, the jacquard is wonderful. That subliminal pattern, the fact the pattern itself goes on the back. It's of course very umbo with the diamonds, but this is an incredible shirt. Honestly, this is the kind of thing eBay. Well, this is premium size. Premium size large. Condition looks amazing. That is a great price. Obviously, we're in the higher, mid tier, higher tier of football shirts here. But that would easily be double the price on most vintage resellers, I would have thought, if not more. Like that on Classic is easily 300. Other sites probably 200, 250, I would guess. I might be wrong on that. Perhaps this is more common than I'm giving it credit for. But it's got the Commodore sponsor. It's got everything. So that is an incredible piece. Honestly, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'll be all over that. And even as a Liverpool fan, this is just a great shirt. One of Chelsea's best. Umbo great at this time. 125, really good pickup for whoever got that. Assuming it's real. I have to kind of add that asterisk to everything we say tonight. Sometimes, it's hard to tell on first impression. Now, of course, as we're scrolling through, there's some which we'll skip over because we cannot cover every single shirt. And sometimes the shirt will just not be of interest, or it will be obviously fake, or, well, basically, for the shirt to get our attention, it has to grab us in one way or another. Of course, as we go through, one of the things we like to do is try and help ourselves, educate ourselves when it comes to spotting fakes. So I'm just going to assume, based on this listing, well, this had no bids, and for £30, of course, that is a good price for this shirt. Now, it's possible it is real, and on first glance, there's nothing obviously wrong with this one. Potentially some damage to the sponsor, although that is quite standard. I would have to compare. I recently sold this shirt actually. One thing I would say though, a couple of things to note. Very low, relatively low ratings for this seller. 93.1 is quite low, to the point where that would always give me caution. Also, again, if we look at their other listings, unfortunately this all but confirms that this is a fake seller. Multiple high value shirts for the same price. This is, immediate warning signs. Now, granted, the shirts themselves, as far as a fake goes, that does look pretty good, and it's possible it is real. I shouldn't, confirm it's a fake, but I'm just going to move on from that one anyway. Again, there's enough warning signs where, at the very least, I wouldn't be comfortable sticking in a bid with that little time to go. If we had more time, it's possible that we could do a bit of verification, compare pictures, but we'll move on for now. Husky saying, I had the shirt, saw the shirt, and now regret it. Such is life. Oh, I've been there many times, my friend. Honestly, I think part of the, we've all had ones like that, all had shirts like that. I think, it's part of the collecting journey, I would say. Georgie, you can see Georgie says, greetings Phil, what are your thoughts on the Year 24 Cover America releases? Looking at this Chelsea kit, I can't stress enough the disappointment thought Nike did to Croatia home. I couldn't agree more with you on Croatia. That was one of the biggest letdowns. What I would say is that my overall impression, I kind of like a lot of what Adidas and Nike did. Generally, I like that they had different ideas across the board. There was a lot to talk about. I actually think seeing those kits on the pitch, there was again a lot more good than bad. What is going on here? is this something I completely missed? Now this looks like, I'm assuming this is a fake or like a concept based on the Adidas logo. But wow, that is quite something. I'm sure someone will be able to help me out here. Baz, good to see you, Baz. Says hey Phil. Same late in. I was bidding for a shot on Vinted. Yeah, we've not been in Vinted for a while actually. Well, I've not been in Vinted, I should say, and I have had some good steals over the months and years. But good to see it. Yeah, I don't know what this. That Adidas logo looks a bit off to me. I might be wrong. I think that's a fake or a concept. But it's so interesting that I'd almost, well, basically, yeah, again, pretty sure it's not real, but I kind of like the direction they were going down there in terms of like a lifestyle piece. And maybe I'm missing something. Maybe this was. I'm pretty sure it's not, but pretty. Well, you know what? Why don't we just Google it? Right? If it's real, it'll come up. It's not come up, so we'll move on. But nice work from whoever created that concept. Anthony says, what are your thoughts on Germany switching to Nike in future? We'll miss the shirts that Adidas done recently. That's a great question. That probably does deserve its own video, actually. And I think I've got a backlog of ideas for my kind of classic Phil's Corner videos. One of them is very much to do what can we expect from Nike, or what will Nike Germany look like? That sort of topic, because I think there's a lot to be said. So yeah, I do want to cover that in more detail, Anthony. But what I will say is, I think it's exciting to see the change. It's been so long since, well, Adidas Germany have effectively pretty much always been with Adidas, give or take a couple of tournaments, and when they were with Erema, who are a subsidiary of Adidas anyway. So yeah, honestly, I think the change is going to be exciting, because you can expect Nike are going to put everything, or they should put everything, into that partnership. Bass says, if I get it, I feel what it is, but it's been a pain to find out if it's genuine. And also, if I'm using Vinted, Vinted Italian versions, how to trust everything. Oh, Baz, I know you're paid. I actually set up my account through the German version of Vinted, and because I use my email on that, I can't use it for the Vintage UK one, and I can't be bothered to faff around with that. So I basically have been using Vintage Germany when I use Vinted. So I know you're paid. I've just stumbled across. Yeah, thanks, Anthony. Yeah, definitely. I think it's a big subject. As I say, I've got a backlog. I've been quite busy with other work projects, so I've not really, been putting out the videos that I wanted at the rate I want to. But we will get to some of those topics, definitely. I've stopped on this polo shirt simply because I don't remember ever seeing this. And what I'll do is, first thing I like to do is open up Old Football Shirts, one of my favourite sites to check a team's shirt history. And we want to look at, okay, what year is this? So this is, looks like the first year of Nike. Yeah, it is a shirt I've not seen before, and I like it a lot. It is probably a bit higher price range than I would be looking for. But having said that, again, I'm quite partial to a bit of 90s Nike, and I like the look of this quite a bit. So that's a fun item. We'll leave that open, just curious to see if it gets a bid. I think at that price, I would expect this to be, probably around a bit less market value. My anticipation would be kind of maybe £80, if I had to give you a number. But let's have a look at, if we do 1999 polo shirt. Again, what's interesting is, we're just going to basically quickly try to find the kit. Once you look at that, my guess was spot on here. Not really, but it's sold here according EH Retro Kits, a good vintage seller, £90. So that's a representative price there. This is in long sleeves though, so to be fair, that is a nice one. I do like this quite a lot, to be honest. This is a really nice looking one here with the numbers and the tags for 150. So that's a sweet shirt. If I was Polish, I had any affinity for Poland, I think I would be tempted. Even at £100, I would say that's not exactly a bargain. It's the kind of thing where, again, if you're shopping around, you can actually probably get what you're looking for. Well, yeah, certainly for around that price on a typical day. So that is interesting. Again, just I love, honestly, I cannot believe, like, you think you've seen all the football shirts in the world, or most of the football shirts in the world, and there's always something. And I just don't recall seeing this one before, this template. It works very well for the Polish flag, doesn't it? I just think it looks good, and I'm partial to this kind of look, the Boca Juniors look, which I always bang on about. Right, so no bids yet, but some good looking shirts, and certainly that Chelsea shirt was spectacular. Of course, I'm happy also not to necessarily bid for shirts. Finances are somewhat tighter at the moment for me, so I'm not, I kind of desperate to spend money. But of course, if we see something that's really good, it might be hard to resist. Now, I just wanted to quickly nod to this City shirt. I think this is one of the best shirts, if not the best shirt of this particular season. It is, of course, the tailored by Umbro years, but this was just such a wonderful piece of kit. And again, as a rival fan, as a Liverpool fan, I have to give it to Umbro and City. I think this was incredible. Everything, the collar, the colours, of course. Yeah, there were many good tailored by Umbro shirts, but that shirt for City I think is great. They do pop up, and I think that's reflected in the fact there's no bids. Again, I'm assuming this is real. I can't see anything off there, but just a great shirt. Yeah, honestly, every City fan should have at least a few of the tailored by Umbro shirts. They look good. Now, what's this Sweden shirt? Interesting. I don't recall Sweden. Well, looks almost like an Olympic shirt, doesn't it? With the Swedish flag there. I don't recall this shirt. It could be a lifestyle shirt, like a retro shirt. Let's have a look. Again, we'll do the same trick we did before with Poland. Let's have a look. So this was the 2004. That was the year. Was it year 2004? That's, I think, what year we're talking. Or 2002. Was it that one? Okay, 2008 home. I don't recall this at all. You guys might be able to help me out here. That does appear to be the shirt. Interesting. Yeah, I do not remember Sweden having this shirt. It looks pretty legit. 40 quid. Well, let's have a look. So we're now looking for. Let's try and find the shirt. Sweden. Well, let's try. We can try this name, but maybe. Okay. Yeah, no, we're seeing. So let's open up a couple of listings. Sweden special anniversary shirt. Man, there's so many shirts that we're discovering for the first time today. I really like the look of this template. It's a really, we talked about Umbro just before with City, but this is a really interesting look. And honestly, the shirt looks pretty sweet. It looks like a really interesting blend of a kind of retro aesthetic with, the kind of modern materials, ventilation, and to be honest, I think at 40 quid it's clearly a little bit below market value, but I'd probably want it for a bit closer to kind of 30. But I do like it a lot. Now let's try and find some more listings. This is the kind of thing where now we're going to kind of see, okay, where else is this available, if at all? Given that it's 80 at Classic, I would usually say you could almost go as much as half, not quite half, but sort of 2/3, say, to try and get an idea more of what I would hope to pay for a shirt. That's my kind of rule of thumb. So for 80 quid, I think 50 to 60 would be what I would expect to find this shirt for elsewhere, give or take. So in many ways, 40 quid as it is on eBay is not actually a bad price. But I do want to see if I can get this elsewhere. I'm also curious about the number because, well, what I'd want to see really is, was that typeface used with the shirt? Because that is quite just an important thing. I thought that was an Adidas typeface. So maybe I'm misremembering this because, of course, this was quite a few years ago. But now, if we search for the shirt, I think if we can find some pictures, there is that picture there. Yeah, we're looking for 2008 football. Again, we're just doing some very general searches. But that is, of course, the actual shirt. Or rather, the 2007-09 shirt. Did they wear it in a game, I suppose, is the question. Yeah, I think my impression of this shirt on eBay is that it's been customized later with the wrong typeface. I might be wrong on that. But certainly a very interesting shirt, and one which I would definitely consider bidding for at a lower price. At 40 quid, it's potentially still reasonable. But I would definitely... The typeface is slightly putting me off, and I think, we'll pass on this one. But a very interesting find. Instantly, the Poland shirt, no bids, 100 quid, which is fair. Okay, so... much to talk about, guys, and we're only 20 minutes in. We've got loads of time. Here's an old goalkeeper template from Rush. Look at that logo, fantastic stuff there. Nice little one for the those who are into vintage templates. You could easily stick your badge on that and you'd be laughing. What else have we got? What else can we find? I really thought Portugal had a good idea here with the whole nautical flags theme. It didn't really translate to the kits, but it was a great idea. The home shirt was quite underwhelming, but I was talking to someone the other day about Portugal's previous round of kits. I thought the idea was fantastic. And this training shirt was a lot of fun. Sadly, again, the home shirt and the away, to a certain extent, weren't great. But fun training kit, 25 quid's a little bit rich though. What else can we find? Now, we're not necessarily ruling out things like jackets, training wear. And it's always interesting, isn't it, to see the kind of premium that a lot of training wear and leisure wear has now. There's been such a boom, particularly in the area, that now it's very hard to find. Particularly kind of 90s gear, Adidas gear, for reasonable prices. It really has shot up a lot. Since COVID, you could say, I think. But if we do see some good training wear, we may have to take a look. Another vintage template with the fantastic Continental sponsor. Continental, sorry, a sponsor. Otherwise, a lot of fairly standard stuff. Bit of T90 action there with Russia. Price isn't great though. For one of the more common Total 90 templates. What else have you guys been picking up as well? Let me know in the chat. I'd be curious to hear what you guys have been. It's been 3 months into the year, a quarter of the way into the year, right? So how is that's an interesting fake. How is your collecting well, how's your collection going so far? Any good pickups? Any bargains from eBay? Any holy grail pickups? Let me know. Always interested to see. Here's another City shirt, which again I just have to simply stop and enjoy. And I say this again, even as a little fan. Warren says, who's going to be Ukraine's shirt sponsor for Euro 2024? I assume you mean the manufacturer or the technical partner one. I don't know. To be honest, it's not something I've seen any news on. It's a good question though. Yeah, I mean, again, if I hear anything, I'll certainly share through Twitter if I do. But yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I would expect it to be. Is it still Joma? I'd assume, unless I'm forgetting that there was someone else. So my assumption would be it would be the same, unless otherwise stated. Unless I missed some news to say that they have severed that partnership. So yeah, good question. But of course, that does. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. There's a few shirts to be revealed, of course. Yeah, it'll be a fun tournament. It will be very interesting to see. Here's another classic shirt 418, this time from Middlesbrough. Just another absolute gem. That bright blue with the shorts and socks. XXL, so a bit large, but that's a great little pickup there for a Borough fan. Brad says, found a Juve 2015-16 shirt, the pink one, the Drake shirt. £4. Not sure if it's authentic. That one, what I would say is that it's one of the most faked shirts out there. It's very popular. But hey, for £4 at a charity shop, I think in many ways, you know, it's not a big problem. I would, you know, encourage people not to buy fakes knowingly, but in that situation, you paid £4 to a charity shop anyway. You know, I don't think that's a big deal. Certainly, that shirt is. Oh, sorry guys. It's very popular. There's the first yawn of the night. It's very popular, and it's very good. A good one to have in the collection. I do regret not picking up this South Korea shirt. £42. It's a bit much, really. These ones did hit the sales rack. Also looks very creased, which is, you know, is what it is. But was a great design, certainly from Nike. Husky says, grabbed a 1999 MLS All-Star t-shirt of eBay. Found 2015 away. USA Men's. At this, my second screen has an annoying blind spot bottom corner there. At the thrift store, really cheap. Also got the MLS official match ball. Nice. That's awesome. Ross. And that is a really, you know, nice collection there of things, from a t-shirt to a match ball. I honestly think MLS gear is some of the most collectible. That they have some of the most collectible items, whether it is the kits or some of the other merch. I would love to really expand my MLS collection. It can be tricky, especially over here in the UK. Those shirts are becoming more and more available. Obviously, the price of a lot of modern stuff has got a lot of attention, but even so, the vintage stuff is very, very popular. That being said, I'm very happy with the jewel of my. Oh, sorry, the story is called Ross. Gotcha, Husky. I thought you were signing off with your name there. My apologies. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. But the jewel of my MLS collection is a New York Metro Stars, or New Jersey Metro Stars. What year is it? The one that I have, and it's absolutely massive and it's super heavy, but I love it, and it was one of my best pickups. It's the 97 away. So again, this one, I think it was £40 off a vintage site. This is the pre-boom days, the glory days when you could find stuff like that. I'd say that was probably worth. I can't remember what I valued it at when I did my video the other month. certainly a couple of hundred. I'd expect to see that for online. So that was one of my best bargains, and I absolutely love that one. I would like to get a few more vintage MLS items there. Oh, come on. My stamina is not good. I had a pretty tough day at squash with the mates that I play with. Almost tweaked my back, which I think I'm starting to show my age now. Now I've crossed 30, I feel like I'm allowed to talk about things like that. So I'm sure some of you can relate, but if I do have to stop and stretch, you will excuse me, I'm sure. Bressa, did the Holy Grail USA shirt you found on eBay turn out to be real? Was that the 94, Brad? Because if it was the USA 94, indeed, it was, and I did take some photos of it. I think that's the one you'll be referring to, Brad. I'm trying to remember if there was another one, or maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe there was another. Another one. If it was the famous 1994, the away, the Stars one, yeah, no, that was real, Brad, which was really sweet, really sweet. So was really happy to get that for what I thought was a good price, below market value. Yeah, we've had some wins on eBay since we started this little series. Not all, there's been some which I've picked up and have kind of, sold for profit. Some which I've sold for a loss. Some which I've kept. A mixed bag. By far the best find, which I don't think I'll ever top, was my box T90 South Korea shirt. That is, the jewel of my collection. I think, or one of the jewels of my collection. That was just sitting to the side of me. I usually have it on the background of my videos. That's time not to go with the deal on vintage. No worries. You win some, you lose some, mate. And that's okay to, live to collect another day. Right. As I'm scrolling through, I'm not feeling as inspired as I was at the start of the stream. So what have we got here? And again, we're not necessarily looking to bid. We're also just curious to see what is going. Another shirt I do not recall seeing from the brand Havoc. Sunderland, what a design. Scorpion Lager, that is an incredible sponsor. We've got some great details. Wow, brilliant shirt. I mean, again, there's been multiple shirts tonight which I just don't recall seeing before. Nothing sharpens your football shirt knowledge, your football shirt history, more like browsing eBay and just going, what is that? I've never seen that before. Wow, that's great. And maybe you add it to your wish list. Maybe you just simply curious, are curious to see what is going there. But that's really cool from Avec. And Sunderland, lots to like there. Bit of an anniversary or a kind of celebration of the stadium. I just love that Scorpion Lager sponsor. That is awesome. Yeah, Baz said, if it was okay to mention one shirt I have listed on eBay currently, you absolutely can, Baz. And indeed anyone. It's funny, over the years again, sometimes I've had people kind of directly try and sell to me, or certainly plug it in the chat, so that's no problem. I don't know, I think I'm right in saying you can't actually send links in the chat. I've been meaning to check that. I don't know if that's a YouTube. I think that might just be a YouTube thing. I don't know if it's possible to change that setting. But yeah, absolutely, Baz. If there is a specific shirt or the shirt, you can let me know what to search in the in the search bar, and I'm happy to take a look. Ridiculous fake there from Barcelona. Yeah. Macron shirt, that's just a funny corner of the industry now, a slice of the industry which you can guarantee that a Macron shirt will Macron, what did I call it? Did I just call them Macron? Wrexham. I read Macron and then started talking about and saw the Macron logo. Of course I'm talking about Wrexham. Oh dear, it's not even that late, and yet I am already getting mixed up. My first ever football shirt, Liverpool 2002. I would actually like to buy that one day in adult size. I've not got around to doing it, but yeah, that would be fun in long sleeve actually. And if I could get one player on the back, you know what's really funny? I remember being really excited that we signed El Hadj Diouf after his, after Senegal's great run in the 2002 World Cup. And I remember buying, I think I was quite loyal to FIFA even during the some of the PES days, but I was, excited to play with Diouf in a Liverpool kit on FIFA. How quickly that excitement dissipated, but I think I would have to. I'd be very tempted to get Diouf's name and number. That would be a story. Just quickly look at this Sao Paulo goalkeeper shirt. Not usually one for goalkeeper kits, but this is quite interesting. Of course, the legendary Rogério Ceni. Rogério. I'm not sure how you say his name correctly. He was with Sao Paulo, indeed, for almost 900 appearances. Is insane. So anyway, that's a fun little kind of fun kit to have. That price, no bids. It's nothing too enticing to bid on tonight, but definitely a show which has a bit of a story behind it. I do think there's something to be said about those Reebok years as well, when they went to the RBK logo. That was quite an interesting time for the band. I won't say, would any 23-24 Germany shirts sold with number 4 make them more valuable? In theory, yes. I don't think the value would be significant, simply because it's not. The change is it's taking place, so they will change the look of the 4. I don't think that the value would be notable. Having said that, we don't know how many shirts were sold with that name set. But of course, there's also, it would be very possible, for example, to buy a Germany shirt still, and for those, there will probably be quite a few of the original number 4s circulating with stores, etc., who could then just print them up. So even though there probably haven't been that many that have sold, what I would anticipate is that, I wouldn't be surprised to see people now using those old 4s to sell more kits. And as such, I don't think the value. I wouldn't expect a significant value jump, but certainly if you happen to buy a Jonathan Tah shirt, with the 1-4, the single 4, I don't think it's hurt the value, but I wouldn't expect a major change. That would be my take. But yeah, it's a very interesting story. Of course, there's been a lot. Recently with international kits, whether it is Germany moving to Nike or indeed this change, or the England stuff, for better or for worse. Lots in the news at the moment. Football shirts are certainly big news for lots of different reasons, but it's certainly keeping me busy, which is good. Now this is a Club America shirt, which I do quite like. 35 quid, that's not a bad price. I don't think it's quite enough to tempt me. I would be tempted at a slightly lower price. We'd have to verify its authenticity. That does look pretty decent at first glance. And I certainly think this one, to be honest, what I will do now, let's see what this shirt is going for. Perhaps this is actually, my first impression would be this is definitely like a 50 quid shirt, I think. Maybe even 60 quid elsewhere. I might be wrong on that. But let's see. Maybe this is actually harder to find than I give it credit for. Again, I like the look of this authenticity wise, but we will have to let's do a bit more digging. It's certainly a design which I quite like, and I think it's the kind of shirt which fills out a collection quite nicely. you know, it's not one of Club America's best, but their shirts do have something about them. So let's do a few checks. Firstly, let's just have a look at the seller. Great ratings, so I'm feeling pretty confident on that front. Yep, and only a couple of items, so that's a good start. Let's see now what the market value of this shirt is. So check if anyone selling one on eBay or on However, I'm not sure due to eBay policy if they would sell them, but then they do the fear of anyone. They do indeed, Baz. Yeah, they do. Right, so guys, let's have a look. Club America. We'll go back to our football shirts as we've been doing multiple times tonight. First thing, let's just confirm the year. It is great, this motif, this kind of style that Club America have had over the years. They are great. They are great for shirts. They really are. Right, 2009, 10. The away, of course. That's the home we were looking at there. Great. So, yep, we're looking now for a Club America 2009 away. So let's have a look. We can just search that. Okay, so we're actually looking at 2009, 2010, aren't we? So if we just do that, and again, we're just simply trying to find this shirt now on another store. Cult Kits, another shirt, another site which sells at quite a premium, so we do have to discount heavily. But it's, you know, and this one's saying it's a player issue, etc. So for 150, sure. I mean, there's not too much really there. It's worth noting the difference in the crest there, and that's an immediate thing which I've spotted. Now, this could be that it is a player issue difference, or it could be that one of these is not real. Oh no, sorry. This is of course the home, not the away. So there we go. That answers that question pretty quickly. We'll move on. Balance says, question for everyone in Phil, how many shirts do you have that you wear? And some shirts are only in your collection. Yeah, I'd probably say maybe only 10% of my collection I wear. So I think I haven't done a count recently. I've got upwards of 150 to 200 shirts total. I probably only wear about 20 of those. Maybe more actually, maybe more like 15-20% I would potentially wear. So a fair chunk, and I certainly tend to buy shirts that are in my size. So it's rare that I will deviate from that. I tend to buy certainly medium or large, but you know, sometimes I buy other sizes. But yeah, I am perhaps more what's the word? I certainly don't wear as many of my shirts as a lot of collectors, and some people swear by having, you know, only wearing being able to wear everything you buy. But I would definitely, as I say, I would definitely wear some, but not all of them. This was a great shirt as well. Obviously, this is from vintage football shirts, but that would be very tempting in a better size. Yeah, so looking for this shirt. Now again, I've got to be careful. Sometimes it's just that there's not good listings, but it's not been an easy one to find. We'll go again to some of the bigger sites like classic football shirts, and perhaps eBay itself again. If we just pull up, let's see, Club America. Let's just go Club America 2009. See what we can find. And Warren saying, thanks, Baz. I'm interested in buying German shirts. I'm a journalist. I've been keeping track of shirts for Euro 24. It's a fun time, as I say, to be talking about shirts. Says, Phil, is it correct you don't collect shirts from other English teams because you support FC? I tend to avoid them. Certainly other major teams. I do have a selection of lower league teams. One of my favourite shirts is a shirt for Hackney Wick, the non-league team. That's another great Club America shirt. But yeah, I would typically avoid other English teams. That said, I don't have a strict ban. I wouldn't go my way, of course, to buy an Everton shirt or a United shirt. But yeah, that's my general policy. Right, so just having a very quick look. There's very little in the way of Club America shirts that are available. And again, we are obviously just doing, you know, a quick browse. We're not doing an extensive search. But you can see here, there's obviously a selection of different ones around. But I think it's fair to say that, assuming we're happy with this one, this will be worth a bid. Now, what I will do is ask for a picture of the internal label. Thank you, Ballum. Absolutely, my friend. Last 20 here, and remember, Phil's back at 2 p.m. English time on Thursday. Absolutely, we're back at 2 for the Hot Wall. The Hot Wall stream has been really busy recently. They've been really good fun, so we will be there. In the words of was it Pep who said that? I forget who it was. No matter what, I'll be there. Hopefully, you'll be joining me. But thanks, Ballum. Thanks for the shout out. Yeah, so guys, I'm going to ask for a picture of the internal label. What's good about particularly modern Nike or Adidas shirts, or any of the big brands really, you want to find those product codes, or the codes which are typically on the small inside label. So quite simply, I'll do that. I'll message the seller, because if we can get that just to verify its authenticity, that's going to really help. And I think at 35 quid, I'd probably want to go in for an offer, something like 25, 20 maybe, and see if we can get it for that. Of course, this is ending tonight, so you know the seller might not get back to us, and of course, you know, we won't be able to see the conclusion of this on the stream. But I will certainly do that now. What I'll do is I'll switch back to the screen whilst I message the seller. Not that there's anything particularly private, but again, I'll just have a quick message. Hello, please. I'm gonna tell you what I was right anyway. Please, could I see a picture of the internal white labels? Many thanks. Cool. So we've messaged the seller. Let's see what comes back from that. And that could be a potential pickup tonight. We will see. But let's move on for the last 10 or so minutes. What else can we find? Again, when it comes to eBay, sometimes you could be scrolling for absolutely ages, and then all of a sudden something comes up. So you've got to be on your guard, so to speak, because it only takes one. Now, is this Juventus shirt real? Because if it is, this could be a real winner. Now, not original. Okay, so we can move on quickly. It's good of the seller to be honest there, and to be fair, the swoosh is pretty off. It's a shame because that would be a really sweet shirt, but of course, you know, it's a fake. We will move on. I got a bit excited there. That could have been a really nice little item, but sometimes if something is too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Guys, I've enjoyed being back on eBay. It's been ages. I've really missed doing this. No crazy finds or wins necessarily tonight, but we're putting in the work, and hopefully this year we will pick up a few bargains. That's that classic England concept which does the rounds every so often. Yeah, there's certainly a lot of a lot of weeks to go still, even though we are in April. So I'm sure we can pick up one or two good things in the year, and if not, we will have fun along the way. Part of this series, of course, is as much about just discovering new shirts, you know, being able to spot different fakes and learning about that, and sometimes, you know, the kind of pain, the trials and tribulations of finding a shirt, getting excited, and then you come to, you know, one particular picture and you realise, no, it's fake. Sometimes, of course, you might even buy a shirt. And the great thing is that with eBay's return policy, it's pretty solid. You will usually be able to get, well, I've never had problems personally returning shirts that are fake, etc. So yeah, you can typically shop with a degree of confidence. It's a shame that there seems to be very little proactivity from eBay to combat fakes, and I think they probably just need people who are knowledgeable. I don't, working on it, because it's not the kind of thing which is easy to spot a lot of the time. But anyone who knows a bit about kits would be able to help in that department, really. So hey, eBay, if you're listening, I'm happy to help. But anyway, as we scroll through, and there has been some pretty bad fakes as we've been scrolling through. Yeah, some really bad ones. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. And I do want to say as well, once again, if you're new, why not subscribe? There's plenty more content where this came from, not just streams like this, but we also, of course, have other videos. I'm going to be doing a special unboxing video for a shirt which I'm being sent, which is very rare. Not many of them have been made, but I am, receiving one. All will be revealed very soon. But yeah, there's that to come. Other videos, kind of conversation videos about collecting and kind of tips and that sort of thing. So be sure to subscribe if you're new, and if you are a current subscriber, thank you for being subscribed. Thank you for your support. For a small channel like mine, it really does mean a lot, and I've got to know quite a few of you over the years, and it's great. I love being able to share this hobby. I say it's hobby. It's more than a hobby, really, for most of us, isn't it? But in essence, it is a hobby, and it's a good one to share for sure. Now, I've been scrolling for a few pages now, and I've not stopped on anything. And I don't know if that's because I am basically just setting the bar too high. Oh, sorry, that's a bit loud. What is there any way I can reach out to you for quotes or potential future stories? Yeah, well, if you message on Twitter, yeah, I struggle to get back to all my DMs simply because I do get a few, but no, do either DM me or maybe just reply, and I can certainly look at getting back to you. Again, I can't guarantee I'll be able to, but certainly happy to field any queries. Daredevil says, "Well, I'm sorry I'm late." Whilst you are late, Daredevil, that's okay. You can still enjoy these last few shirts as we close the stream. We've got a Huddersfield Town's training tops, which looks very much like it's been worn a few times from the season when Town were in the Premier League, which was great to be in Huddersfield at this time. That was a lot of fun. A few of these shorts have popped up as well. I must say, I do enjoy some good dry fit ADV shorts. At 30 quid, that's a little bit much, but I do. Well, let's have a look. What other items they have? Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Okay, they've got some without the number. Honestly, as ridiculous as this is, I actually think I'd be tempted to stick in a bid or to buy it for 15 quid. These are ridiculous, these shorts. I think after the stream has ended, I am going to have to see what these go for, but I think for 15 quid I would be very tempted. I don't really have a shorts collection, but I really enjoy it. I've got the PSG shorts from this kind of era, and I wear them quite a lot. They're super comfy. 15 quid, I feel like that's probably going to be worth a pickup. So I might end up just buying some shorts, to be honest, tonight. As I say, I can update you next week. Baz says, I'll be honest. Oh, sorry. I'll get to your first comment. What do you think of the Swansea one-off shirt they brought out? A tribute to the 1994 team, I think they did. I honestly don't know if I've seen that one, but I'd have to double check. Didn't miss any gems. Daredevil, nothing which we bid on. There was a Club America shirt which I messaged Cello about, and some really nice shirts which we didn't bid on, like an amazing Chelsea shirt at the start of the stream. Genuinely, guys, I think I will at the very least try and see if these confirm these shorts are real, and if they look real to me, and I'll compare them to my PSG ones. They're 15 quid. I think I'll be happy with that. I think I'd be happy to pick those up, as ridiculous as they are. Thanks, Ron, from Twitter. Somebody to share. Really interesting. Thank you. That is exactly what I tried to do. Tried to inform and really appreciate those kind words. Yeah, and on the Roma shirt, Baz, I agree. I think it's very underwhelming. I don't really see the purpose of the shirt. People have commented on the fact it's the reused United design. That in itself I don't think is a problem. I just think the end result doesn't look very nice. Ultimately, it's a very forgettable Roma design, and that's a shame. Right, guys. With those shorts in mind, we will close it there. But thank you. I'll be here for a few more minutes. Any more questions, stick them in the chat. Happy to answer them. Happy to chat a bit more with you guys. But that was fun. I'll say I'll update you on the shorts situation next week if we do indeed pick those up. So that is the possible win of tonight, alongside some other nice finds, even though we didn't stick in any bids. The Club America shirt is certainly one which I'll be monitoring as well if it is real. So a bit of a yellow theme with that, between that and the Liverpool shorts. But great to see some new faces. Great to see some old faces as well. And yeah, good to be back on Tuesdays talking about eBay. Enjoying eBay. Sometimes the fun for me really is just seeing what's out there, as much as it is buying shirts. We'd all love to buy kits and add them to our collections, but we don't have unlimited resources, do we? So there's joy to be found in just browsing, seeing what is out there, and there are some really weird finds that you can see. If you just have a little look. Dad, I was saying, talk about shorts, class. Yeah, it's like a funny couple of them into kits. Yeah, it's a great time for shorts. Obviously, both brands doing some good stuff. I do really like the Adidas shorts. I mentioned that on Twitter. It's funny because a lot of people said they looked a bit strange, and I actually think that's probably why I like them, really, because it's an area of the kit which has been so relatively stagnant for so long. So I'm really happy to see them do different things. I think the biggest takeaway for me actually with the Adidas template is that I think it's a really effective template. There's a good amount of variation. There's lots of nice differences. The way that they use those side panels, the kind of Teamgeist element. I say Teamgeist, it's not officially Teamgeist, but you know what I mean. I think the template is a winner. Nike, they're a bit more kind of faffy, I would say, with their collars, but actually some designs are real standouts. I'm a bit of a Nike fanboy, so I do have to kind of acknowledge that, and I think ultimately Nike are in a pretty good place, as are Adidas. I think, to be honest, it is one of these stronger years. I think it will be a decent tournament, the Euros, for kits. So I'm a bit of an optimist at heart anyway, so I'd probably typically find good things to say about stuff. But yeah, I'm happy. How do you think Adidas keep the template? I would anticipate, well, no more than two major tournaments, or at least they probably will change it before the World Cup in 2026. I would guess. Shame, because I think the template has a lot of potential. It's not impossible that Adidas would keep it longer, but usually it would be 2 years. Well, it can be again sometimes 2 major tournaments, but I think by the time you've had 2 years, you've had multiple tournaments. If you include other continents, of course, alongside the Euros. Did I ask you about the England kit? I would really encourage you all to read. There's a Sam Diss who used to work with Mundials, now with, I believe, Football Manager, but he does a lot of great stuff. One of my real kind of inspirations in the industry, actually. A lot of time for Sam. And I had the pleasure of speaking with him a few times. He wrote a fantastic piece in his newsletter about the kit, and I honestly couldn't agree more with him. So I'd encourage you to check out Sam Diss. That's DISS. Find him on Twitter. I believe you can find a link to subscribe to his newsletter there. But I think it was just today he put out a little kind of a little opinion piece on the England kit, and particularly talking about comms and the importance of clear storytelling. And I honestly couldn't agree more with it. My short take is basically it was much ado about nothing really. People got hot and bothered over very little, but. And one thing which Sam alludes to in his piece, and which I would concur with, is that I do think Nike did kind of fumble the communications. They weren't clear. They allowed basically room for misunderstanding. And of course, it's you could say it's not their fault for the the kind of ruckus that happened afterwards. But actually, I do think they should take responsibility for some of that. And ultimately, they didn't launch the kit in a way which I think really sold the strengths of the design, which is a shame because designers put a lot of work into this, and I think often it's the kind of comms side of it which kind of falls flat. So anyway, Sam spoke on the subject a lot more eloquently than I did just then, but do check that out. But that's my short take. I say short, minute long take. It's not short for me, but not that short. Baz, I only ever had one shirt that was fake, but didn't find out until much later because his PayPal was covered, which is lucky. Yeah, PayPal as well. They're very good with their returns policies, which is good. The only issue I have with the England shirt is the price. Yeah, that's a real shame, Brad. I think there seems to be no end in sight for price rises. It doesn't. When you obviously people tend to talk about. Adjusting for inflation and the fact that actually it's not as big of a rise as it seems, but I think ultimately we are reaching the point now where we have to start to basically, if prices keep going up and up and up, something has to give. I think we're already at that point now where the fake industry is simply too tempting, and it cannot work like this. Or at least ultimately I think brands have to take more responsibility. It's not just brands, it's also the teams, all the licensees of these brands, the retailers. There's so many players involved, but ultimately it's just not a good situation. So I mean, look, it's been like this for a long time, but clearly things need to change. I think obviously discussion around keeping kits for longer would be one way to go down, one route to go down. Sorry, but yeah, I would agree, Brad, that certainly the price isn't a good thing, and I don't think anyone obviously would say it's a good thing. Volunteered in France looking for new kit manufacturers. Adidas would be fun. I think it would be interesting to see Adidas, but of course they've been with France for quite a long time. So, I mean, Puma, they're going to Portugal, and I probably wouldn't want to see Puma with France. I don't think just yet. Hey, France should go with Hummel. That's what I think. It would never happen, but that would be fun. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I would not expect that. That would be my personal. If we did wish lists, other manufacturers though, I mean, you had to be pretty big to take on France, wouldn't you? Yeah. I think Adidas makes the most sense. Obviously, since they're losing Germany, it's a natural kind of that there's going to be a huge gap vacated for resources. Putting that into France makes a ton of sense. There's all the history there. So France being potentially passed back and forth from the big two, but I do like I like that idea. Do you think Germany will ever get back with Adidas? Absolutely, Daredevil. I think it makes sense. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if in 15, 20 years' time they were. I think it's very rare. You know, there's almost nothing you can say never. And now, you know, Adidas moving to Nike, that was one of the kind of like, well, the what you call, what's the word I'm thinking of? The Rubicon, which was never to be passed. I'm sure there's a better way of phrasing that. But anyway, that was one of the things which you would never expect. Germany just are Adidas, aren't they? But of course, that has changed now, or will change, I should say. So I think it's very likely they'll be back with Adidas at some point. I think based on reports, it's kind of almost certainly just a case of money more than anything else. That would be my expectation. But, or maybe it was just people wanting to change. It has been so long with Adidas that in some ways you would expect it could be quite a good thing. Once in Adidas, we'll have to cough up big bucks though to get Germany back. They would. And I think that's where, you know, ultimately, if you are an Adidas, you're relied on that history, certainly on the affinity with Germany and the obvious connections with Germany. So, but money talks more than anything else, and ultimately that is kind of what gets these deals done, and that's why you have people like Nike able to swoop in. Because if it was purely down to history and kind of emotional connection, Adidas would always be with Germany, but that is not the case. That is not the game or the modern game we see. So yeah, much to be said on that. I'd love to see. Also, I'd like to see Hummel taking a big country like France and Brazil, Belgium as Daredevil. Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, obviously, I do a lot of work with Hummel, and I'm biased. Who knows? Maybe one day, but I don't think it's likely. Certainly not that big a nation, but you know, maybe like a tier 2 nation, someone in kind of Denmark's tier. Without all due respect to Denmark, but they're not obviously a France or a Brazil or a Belgium. Yeah, Daredevil. Pumas kits. We probably will cover them on Thursday. I need to kind of see how many kits we've got in the backlog. But yeah, I think almost certainly we will talk about those on the Hot Wall on Thursday. Daredevil, all being well. Guys, it's been fun. Have a little bit of a talk show, chat show at the end here. I think I'll leave it there, but I do want to say thank you once again, particularly for those if this is your first stream, first time at Phil's Corner. Hope you've enjoyed the search through eBay and the questions that we've just had. And I love doing this. I love talking with you guys about kits, and I'm learning from you as much as I hope I can impart some stuff to you. This is what's the phrase I'm thinking of? Well, I was going to say a mutually beneficial relationship. Again, I'm sure there's a better way of phrasing that. But what I mean is I get as much from you guys as I hope you get from this content. And if you don't get anything from this content, know that I enjoy your company. Clearly it's getting a bit late though, because I'm starting to ramble. But thank you, Warren. It was fun. Daredevil, don't no need to be sorry, my friend. Much love to you too, my friend. Much love to you all. Of course, I'll say it one more time. Make sure you subscribe, guys. If you are new, Daredevil, I'm going to ignore that attempt at winding me up. Clearly, a jaguar would beat a dolphin in a fight. I don't think that's any comparison or any competition. Although I will say that some of the dolphins' unis are better than the Jags ones. You're probably better than... Well, I say that. Some of the original Jags ones are good. See, you're going to get me onto a discussion about the Jags again, and we will not do that. Although when the NFL draft comes up, I'm going to have to talk about that, guys. So that's something to look forward to later this month. But God bless you too, and to all of you guys. Yeah, we'll be back on Thursday, so I hope to see a bunch of you on the stream on Thursday for the Hot Wall NFL draft stream. I don't know if I could do it. It'll be late for me here. That's like, but I don't think I could probably provide it. I don't think I've got enough of an audience, but we'll certainly do a bit of a debrief, at some point. And obviously, I could talk to you a long time about that because I've been, I'm so into fantasy football now. I've got a dynasty league, which is going into the 3rd year now, and there's 10 teams. It's been quite active. I'm going to give you a very, very quick, note on that. I've got the number 3 pick in our draft. I originally had the number 7. I had the number 7 pick. I've traded my way up, moved a few pieces around. So I've been doing lots of research. I could tell you a lot about the prospects. I genuinely am really into it. Probably more than I even let on. Well, that's the funny thing with Stroud. So last year in our fantasy league, he was picked number 6. He slid in our draft, as he did with many drafts, and it's pretty crazy. The team that picked him again, 6th overall in our dynasty fantasy league. Crazy that he fell that far, given how good he was. Anyway, enough chat about the NFL. As much as I enjoy it, I should sign off now. But thank you guys. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you very soon for another one. Take care. All the best.